There have been some outlier incidents of what is being called reinfection. And what we do not know is whether these are reinfections or
Mhm.
whether these are cases where the virus never actually went away. But I have personally interviewed maybe 20 such people now who did maybe a few months after thinking that they had recovered from COVID, develop a reinfection and tested positive all over again. What does that do for what we understand about how the vaccine works? Does this mean that irrespective of which vaccine you take, you may need to be vaccinated more than once a year or certainly more than once in your lifetime? Shahid Jamil, what do we know? I'll start with you and then Upasna can add in.
Yeah. So one thing we have to understand that vaccines don't necessarily prevent infection. A vaccine is designed to prevent disease. There are vaccines that are called sterilizing vaccines, which give you sterilizing immunity, meaning you don't even get infected. But actually, most vaccines, in fact, most of the vaccines in the universal immunization program itself, will only prevent disease. So you get infected, the virus replicates in you for a little while, but not enough to cause disease. And then the memory response kicks in and takes over, and you don't get disease. So I feel that some such things will happen here also. The case of reinfection that you spoke about, there are
Yeah.
people with all, varying levels of immune systems. I mean, people have immune deficiencies, people have nutritional deficiencies that lead to weaker immune systems. So it's possible that people will get reinfected. But the key thing is that these vaccines will prevent disease. And in fact, if you look at the details of the efficacy data, the
Yeah.
efficacy data is not against infection, the efficacy data is against disease. And this is
Can you
something that we
explain?
have to very clearly understand.
Can you explain the difference? I just want to bring up that quote again. You said vaccines don't necessarily prevent infection. Now, for a layperson looking at this on the screen, they're going to say, then why should I get vaccinated?
Right. So let's say I have immunity that doesn't prevent infection but prevents disease. The virus will get into me, the virus will multiply a little bit. And, since I have pre existing immunity because of a vaccine, the memory response will kick in and control the virus. But then for a few days, if I do RT-PCR in this case, I will come positive. So that means I've been infected, but downstream I won't get the disease.
That's a very important distinction. So you can still have the infection inside you, but you may not fall ill as a consequence of it. I think that's what
Exactly.
I.
And all I,
That's what I.
all I care about is disease.
But Dr. Jamil, if I were to just take this question, the question says, can a person be inoculated with both the traditional vaccine and the RNA vaccine? So I think people are envisaging this scenario where they go to their doctor and they say, which vaccine is right for me? But it isn't kind of going to play out like that, is it? And let me just unmute you before you answer. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, unfortunately, you don't have that luxury as of now. Uh, my advice would be get the vaccine which is given to you first. Don't worry about the 70% efficacy versus 90% efficacy. Uh, Remember, these efficacy studies are done in very controlled conditions. And
Yeah.
there is a difference between efficacy and effectiveness.
Yeah.
Effectiveness is when the vaccine is actually rolled out in the population. Uh, and all the efficacy that we have seen so far is also efficacy by press release. That is for shareholders. That's
That's
not
quite
for us
cynical.
to
That's
to
quite cynical.
determine anything.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and take the vaccine which is available to you first. Because
Yeah.
what is the purpose of a vaccine, especially during a pandemic? This is the first time in history that we have a vaccine with the potential to control and end the pandemic. Has never happened before. Three things are A vaccine does three things. Firstly, it protects healthcare workers, people who are taking care of the sick,
Yeah.
and other frontline workers. Secondly, vaccine should reduce mortality. So people who are in the high risk group of dying due to this infection should get it. And the third is that it should break the chain of transmission to control the outbreak. Now, these vaccines, the first two it will serve, we don't yet have data whether it will break transmission or not. but certainly it will affect transmission.
Why do you say
So
that?
my,
Why do
so my advice would be,
I'm so sorry, I want to jump in there. Why do you say that it may not break transmission? Because if it is controlling disease, right, it doesn't matter, as you said, whether the infection is there. If it is controlling disease, then I'm not, like, if there's no disease in me, can I still be contagious? Are you saying, just to, for me to understand it correctly, that because the vaccine does not necessarily prevent infection, I may not be ill, but I can still be contagious?
that's
Am I
exactly what
understanding
I'm
you
saying.
correctly?
Yes, that's
Right,
exactly what I'm saying. You may
right,
still be making the virus and shedding
right.
it while not getting disease. And that brings me to another very crucial point. Even after you
Right.
get a vaccine, please continue to wear masks. You may be
Right.
protected,
Mm-hmm.
but it is your responsibility to protect others also. So since there is no data yet on transmission, uh, please continue to do so. So again, getting back to the original question, my advice would be get the vaccine which is made available to you first.